unfortunately, Rainbow Heart Freedom Eagle, aka Rainbow, my wife, is not here, but she's taking care of other business for our stuff. So basically, we're located in Santa Fe, in our office, but a place called Santa Fe Wellness Center. And you can check us out at santafewellnesscenter.com for more details, as well as bearrainbow.com for more details. Now, what I'm here to talk to you about today is the various services that we provide. But one of the key services that we do provide in the teachings and also the work is shamanic healing, Reiki healing, and at the same time, we also do psychic protection now. Now, when we first started the psychic protection, we didn't really know. First of all, we've been through the psychic attacks ourselves. Let me ask you this question. First of all, how many of y'all, and y'all can, I know it's a little bit of a touchy subject. How many of you have been psychically attacked?
A million times.
Okay, and so obviously it's not a very good experience. It's very unpleasant, especially when you try to tell various loved ones or people around you that what you've been going through. Many of them don't even understand your situation. They think either you're crazy or things like that. And I've been through it. My wife Rainbow has been through it, and so have been many other people. But one of the key surprises here that I realized, especially when we first came out here in New Mexico, we've been hearing about certain attacks and everything, but I just thought maybe it's just folklore, because it wasn't like someone really was serious enough to tell me about it until we moved up north, further up in Espanola and various places like that, where I've had some coworkers and even various people, whether they're Native, whether they're Hispanic, Catholic, Christian, no matter what background it came from, come up to me and they'll let me know that they've been through psychic attack. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then so as time went along, various people, various families, from the Natives to the Hispanics, have either their own relatives attacking them, disgruntled, or other tribes trying to attack, or other people who are into black magic and on the underground scene trying to attack the relatives and the families and so forth. And to a point where now they're coming to us, and I'm like, wait a minute, we're just barely coming out of sabbatical, because we were on sabbatical for a good while. While we didn't really do any healing work or anything on anyone else but ourselves and our families, and higher is better, we need rich people. But bottom line is very simple. We basically were given this opportunity, and we helped them. We did things for them to ward off the attacks and things like that. And at the same time, as we helped families ward off the attacks and things like that, we were, writing notes to ourselves and things like that. And we were like thinking, wait a minute, why don't we just start teaching some people instead? Or start teaching people how to protect themselves and their loved ones, rather than always us doing it for them. I mean, of course, we can always do it for them, but why not teach them how to fish instead, so to speak? So we decided that we actually taught one family together, just to start it out, to try it out at a college. We didn't really rent a room. We just had a college, a little space, a little college room. And then we just taught one family. And then the next thing you know, the family was able to ward off certain types of attacks afterwards in a great way. Now, of course, sometimes they'll come to us for a little extra help. But other than that, most of the time, they are able to ward it off for themselves through prayers, especially the fact that they're Catholic. We were teaching them not necessarily our own way, how to do it, even though we do it shamanically, but instead we actually helped them how to use their own belief system to empower them, rather than the belief system that they're so used to being feared or being condemned and things like that. So rather than using St. Michael to just pray out of fear, use St. Michael to pray out of love, and you use the power to merge with St. Michael to ward off these attacks. These are the kind of things that we were teaching these people how to do. Use their own belief systems to empower them. And that's what we do too. We also do personal development as well, to empower people to rise up no matter what religion they are and so forth. And even if they got to tweak it a little bit, we can help tweak it too. So basically, and one of the other key things about psychic protection that I also teach people how to do is how to heal. Because healers most of the time are the ones that really get susceptible to these attacks. Not only that, but sometimes the healers are way too open, and they also think that just because you're using the love and energy, it means it solves it all. In other words, what I'm saying here is that people have to learn how to clean up first before start healing. And that's one of the key things that the psychic protection also engulfs it, because it's about like taking out certain energies that don't belong there. And it needs to be to a point where you have to clean it and then you give it to them. Because if you try to give it to them while they're still on all that nasty gunk and all that, you're going to get sick and it make the other person even sicker. So it's very important for people to learn that there is such thing called energy hygiene, or cleansing yourself as well as cleansing other people. And then you cleanse yourself after you've done healing and things like that. And there are techniques that we know how to help clean up and things of the sorts. So psychic protection is also learning how to protect yourself energetically, not just around you, not just people who perpetrated against you, but people who are not perpetrating anything against you unconsciously, or whether it's from the air or from people around you. And how to also, and especially if you're developing any ability psychically and so forth, especially if there are empaths out there, they are open and they also get vulnerable to all these different energies. So there has to be ways how you can stay grounded or be a rock, so to speak, and still be able to be sensitive enough to still be able to help others, but still keep your own energy. Those are one of the key things that we do when we do shamanic healings. And then the clearings is what I also incorporate in my Reiki practice, as well as shamanically we go deeper into like whether we do soul retrievals or removing certain types of curses and things of the sorts. So that's one of the key things that I think that's why I think people need to know psychic protection, and I think it's very important. And at the same time, once you learn how to protect yourself, to go beyond that and then start attracting something better for yourself overall. So as we're learning to protect, but you also got to learn also how to attract certain things too. Because I remember I got to a point where I was so protected that I wasn't attracting anything good. I wasn't attracting anything bad, but nothing else was coming because I was too blocked. So there's a balance of it that also comes to play once I realized it. I was like, okay, I could learn to, let go a little bit, but still be on the guard. And then I've learned that there's such things as being guarded and being aware. Awareness is the main key overall. So that's basically what I'm saying is we need to be more aware. We need to be vigilant. And at the same time, we just need to be more disciplined in how we do our practices, how we live our life. And whether it's dietary or whatever the case, whatever discipline is that's right for you, you have to just determine it for yourself. That's one of the key things we also help people with as well. So pretty much, yeah, so I'm pretty much done with it. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask me right now before I go.
What's one of the ways you protect? What's one of the ways that you use to protect yourself?
Okay, one of the ways I use to protect myself is I definitely use energy, different forms of energy balls or energy. I can create something out of let's just say if I want to create like a force field, I can use for instance I can use an energy ball with lightning around me, basically. That's one of the key things. Almost like you see in a science experiment when you touch it and lightning goes to you, except that when the lightning hits, it's not going to be very fun. So, and I've actually had people get hurt around me sometimes because sometimes I get too, strong that I actually have people faint and all that in front of me. Especially if they're operating on lower frequencies. So I have to be very careful too with how I project that out there because I'm out there to protect myself, but at the same time, wait a minute, I have to be careful not to be hurting others too. So there's a fine line because I also came from the background of martial arts. So the fighter part of me sometimes comes out and it's just like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to knock anybody out that gets in my way. And when I start like, wait a minute, I gotta get back. So it's just there's a fine balance for everything. Just to let you know. That's one of the key things. There's others that I have, of course. And then, of course, one of the other things to protect yourself is just focus on attracting. Focus on also attracting. Focus on getting love in your life as well. Focus on the best things as possible. And change your story more often, too. Change your story. And so, because if you get caught up and think, wait, I got to step back. So step back and change your story. And then that way, when you change, in other words, see your cup half full rather than half empty. Any other questions? So once again, my name is Bear. You can check us out at bearrainbow.com. You can also check us out at SantaFeWellnessCenter.com. We're featured there now. We moved there since January with among other practitioners. So in Santa Fe, so SantaFeWellnessCenter.com is another one. You can check us out on Facebook, YouTube Bear Rainbow. Just type in Bear and Rainbow together on YouTube. You'll get us our channel, and then Bear Rainbow Shamanic Healers from Facebook. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your attention. Thank you.
I'm so glad you guys moved out of that other place. I'm gonna have to go check out where you're at.
Wait, she actually influenced us to really get the hell out of
I was like, why are you here? Get the hell out of here. That was funny.
So you know what's funny? Is the owner of the place that you were at contacted me on Facebook, and she was like, "You need to come and play here." He said, "Oh, honey, we already played at your space."
I know.
She's like, "Really?" And I was like,
And like I said, we told her this ahead of time too. It wasn't like we didn't tell her that, but hey, you know, it is what it is.